Uptown fam, Andy here. Wanted to fill you in on our Sunday worship gathering relaunch, the strategies, all that good. Just gonna do kind of some frequently asked questions tied to this thing. So a couple different things. When do we start gathering? November 15th at 9 a.m. Where are we going to be gathering? We're going to be gathering in Liberty Station in Point Loma. Now, I know that is not Uptown, and we are Restore Church Uptown, and I want you to know that we're not planning on staying in Point Loma long term, but we'll get into why we're gathering in there in a second. But the part of Liberty Station we're going to be in, it's pretty large. We're going to be on the lawns directly south of Stone Brewing Company. And to make it easy to find, there is a fairly private parking lot that we recommend you using that's going to be directly next to the gathering space, kind of the field we'll be meeting in. And to find that parking lot, you're going to look up San Diego Comic Art Gallery. You're going to put San Diego Comic Art Gallery into Apple Maps or Google Maps. It'll take you to a parking lot that is right, just adjacent to where we're going to be gathering, about 100 steps or less even, depending on where you park. Really ideal for if you have young kids coming with you. What do you need to bring? Because we don't have any storage there and it's kind of complicated, we're going to only have about 20 chairs that we're going to be providing on site. So we are asking people to bring to BYOC, bring your own chairs, bring your own blankets. It's going to have a little bit of a festival feel, a little bit of an open area. We're asking that you'd bring chairs or blankets, that you'd also bring masks. Again, some chairs and masks will be on site in case you forgot yours, but it'd be much easier. Many hands make light work if you guys could bring some chairs and your own masks, but we will have masks on site if you don't have them. Another question people are asking in 2020 is what precautions are we taking regarding COVID, and what does it look like for us to follow the health guidelines and to avoid being like a super spreader event. So we're doing a couple different things. The first thing is we are asking households and kind of quarantines to sit together 6 feet apart from other households and other quarantines. So we're going to have, when you get there, there'll be some markers 6 feet apart. You can kind of just put your chairs around that, blankets, all that good stuff. We are asking that you would wear a mask when you are walking around. So when you enter or exit, you're walking around, and while singing. That being said, the majority of the gathering, you will not have to have the mask on, but it's kind of the restaurant rules. So going in and out, walking around. But when you're at your seat, your table, or in this case, at your spot where you're sitting during the worship gathering, during the preach, benediction, announcements, all that stuff, the majority of the gathering, you will not need to have a mask on. Only during the musical worship time, if you are singing, as that does tend to spread way more than just talking. So. And again, we do ask that if you are a member of our church that you would honor the masking guideline during the gathering. Failure to do so puts our church's ability to meet at this location in jeopardy. So if you're a member, we're asking you as elders to please submit to our authority here, and please wear a mask, again, when you come in, when you exit, and while you are singing. Again, even if you think mask mandates are silly or you hate them, again, to honor the church, to honor the Liberty Station team that's allowing us to meet there, to honor the governing authorities, and to be a good witness to Jesus, we'd ask that you would wear a mask when coming in. And again, just like at a restaurant, it's pretty simple, with the exception of singing. That'd be the distinction. I don't know, maybe you sing at restaurants you go to, I don't know. But we'd ask that you keep a mask on while singing. Another thing that's distinct is hospitality is going to be passing out stickers when you arrive, a color-coded system that will signify your personal comfort level regarding social distancing and kind of interactions. So it's red, yellow, green. Red is, that means wave to me, but please don't get close. Yellow means fist bumps and talking with masks on is cool. Feel free to get close enough and kind of fist bump, but I'm not quite ready to hug. And then green means hugs with a mask are okay for this person, okay? Now, green's not better than red, red's not better than green. Matter of fact, if you have a red dot on and you come to our large public gathering, it says a lot about your character and about your willingness to put yourself in an uncomfortable space to worship Jesus. And so we want to honor you. We want to make you feel bad about not no one's going to be shamed or whatever. We want to outdo one another in showing honor. The red dots, the green dots, the yellow dots, all that good stuff. We're also going to ask that you would put hand sanitizer on when you arrive, which there'll be some there if you don't have your own. And then communion is going to be taken from pre-packaged, sanitized communion packs. So little, communion cups we've used in the past for big events. We'll have those. They'll be out beforehand. Will there be kids ministry? Another big question. Again, due to the 2020 realities and us meeting outside, there will not be formal kids ministry, at least for November and December. Again, in 2021, we're looking into a couple different things, but for November and December, that won't be the case. We will be providing kids satchels with a Jesus Storybook Bible coloring book that we bought for all the kids, colored pencils, and a small safe toy. There will also be prepackaged snacks on hand that parents can pick out, which ones they want to give to their kids if they'd like. There's going to be a pretty expansive area for kids to play safely outdoors. So that's one thing I would say. It's nice. Also, because of the time we're meeting, there's a lot of natural shade. Very few people will need to bring their own shade. And so for the kids, it's also kind of a nice reality to this thing. One thing we'd recommend as elders, this might not work for everyone, but we think it could be a really good system, is we'd recommend a parent kind of buddy system where parents kind of tag team on alternate Sundays. So one week, the husband is kind of the designated kids parent, and the wife is the designated experiencing the gathering parent, and then you could, alternate. The wife is the designated kids parent, and the husband's the designated experiencing the gathering parent. So what I mean by that is that one of them staying in the gathering, just taking it in like on a normal Sunday when we had kids ministry back in the day. So you're just, so if if your kid needs you or they're struggling a little bit or whatever it is, that the other parent who's kind of on designated kid duty. I don't know I'm working on how to describe these things, but that parent would just go, hey, we agree in advance. I'm gonna hang with our kiddo and be in and out, so that at least one of us is experiencing the full gathering that week, as opposed to both of you just up and down, back and forth, and neither of you guys have heard a whole thought in a sermon or been able to sing more than a few lines in a song. So just that there be someone who's kind of doing that, but still getting to experience the community. And then last but not least, will you need volunteers? And the answer is yes. We're going to need about 10 to 12 volunteers a week to pull off the gathering in the areas of tech, hospitality, and environment. We need far fewer people than we would normally need because there's no kids ministry, and we're not going to be putting out any food or coffee. So yeah, but 10 to 12. We are going to be asking the entire church to jump on. If each membership household had one person serve, we should be able to have all the needs for all the serve team needs met to pull off the gathering, to create a space for us to encounter Jesus. Again, is not meeting in Uptown ideal? It is not ideal, but one of the things that 2020 has taught me is that things that aren't ideal are still worth doing. I won't get into that. I will say this. People have asked, hey, why aren't we meeting at a park in the city? We did look into that. We were approved, but we were not allowed to have music in the city parks. And the other thing is you have to reapply for your permit every month. And as leaders, one of the things that we felt was important was having some stability for the first few months of gatherings. Liberty Station's private property. We're allowed to have music there, but also we can have consistency there for a few months, as opposed to adding another chaotic thing that changes every 3 weeks. We thought as much as we can add some stability as leaders for a season to what our gatherings and our meetings look like, we wanted to do that. And Liberty Station did give us the ability to do that. So we want to be in Uptown. We love Uptown. We love kind of the mid-city area. This is where we want to be generally. Liberty Station is just a short-term thing in a year of tough, non-ideal decisions. So that was our heart in it, if you want to know. But yeah, we may be in parks early next year. We may be at a school. We may be at a building. We're looking into all of that stuff. But for now, I just want to say we love you, church, and we are really hoping to have a phenomenal relaunch of Sunday gatherings to be together as the church. It might look a little bit different, but it can still be profound. And I know it can feel like, this just isn't how church used to be. The one thing I would say is, if you talk to the church in Iran or in Pakistan, they would absolutely say, man, we would take the restrictions you guys have to gather publicly and preach the gospel and worship as the gathered church. Even with these limitations, it's still so much better than so many of our brothers and sisters' worship experiences all around the world. So from a ideal level. So I love you, church. And please sign up below for a serve team. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thanks, guys.